Hey everyone, so I can't sleep, so you get sleepy, very hungry Rivers. I didn't eat dinner and it's like 3:45 in the morning, so I'm pretty tired. But the reason why I'm awake and not asleep, well, first of all, my puppy woke me up, and then I got on Twitter and I started seeing all that shit about the 25th Amendment. I was like, what the fuck is this 25th Amendment shit? And, because Styx Hexenhammer had tweeted about it, and which of course he would. Of course he would. Anyway, and so I look into it, I'm like, what is the 25th Amendment? So I looked it up online, and I read through it, I'm like, oh, removal of Trump from the office, of course. And so essentially what they would have to do, if you actually read the 25th Amendment, both leaders of the Senate and the House would have to give written whatever of Trump being incompetent or something like that, like their opinion that he's incompetent or something like that. And then it would go to a vote, and 2/3 of both the House of Representatives and the Senate would have to vote him out. Now, that's not going to happen. What's even funnier, though, is why the liberals are calling for his resignation or his termination as president or whatever. And you know what? It's over a fucking meme. These people are the ones who are holding up his, bloodied head. They're the ones stabbing him on stage, which the stabbing him on stage one, I don't care about, because if you've looked at the history of that play, they've done other presidents and stuff. It's just I think it's just a placeholder for whoever's in, charge, and it just happens to be particularly charged right now since there's so many people calling, for the assassination of Trump and shit, and inciting violence. I think that those people who were putting on that play were unfairly criticized for that, and that's my opinion in terms of free speech and whatnot. And now people can protest the play. I don't agree with the people who jumped up and interrupted the play. I think that's messed up. People paid to come see this play, and by that time they would have already known that Trump would be the quote-unquote character being president or whatever, the representative, the whole placeholder for that time. So whoever bought the tickets was perfectly fine with that, apparently. And so, you know what I mean? It's ridiculous. Anyway, so they're upset about this meme. And it's Donald Trump fake wrestling somebody, fake beating up somebody, and they're calling that violence. They're calling that violence against the media. And I'm sure you've seen it. It's CNN. It's fucking hilarious. People look at that, they giggle. They're like, oh, this is hilarious. He's laying the smack down on the mainstream media. It's very obviously symbolic. It's very obviously not a call to violence. It's very obviously and they're just like, oh, it's not appropriate. It's not appropriate. Okay, well, you know what's not appropriate? It's not appropriate for the President of the United States to destabilize the Middle East. But you know what? We've had a couple presidents who've done that, and they weren't impeached either. So you know what? Let's just drop that, okay? So just shut the fuck up. If you're gonna be upset about fucking Donald Trump posting a meme of him taking down the mainstream media, I think you're fucking retarded. It's not even a meme that he created. Somebody else created that meme, and he just shared it. Do you understand that? And, so I was on Twitter, and I was pointing out that, well, if the 25th Amendment does go through and Trump were removed from office, Pence would be president. Some idiot responded to me with this fucking meme about how some old lady works all her life and for $800 a month from Social Security, blah, 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 and somehow she's the one bankrupting the United States and not this billionaire who evades taxes. what the fuck? And then she was like, and this person, I think it's a she, I have no fucking clue. I didn't click on their profile, I don't care. But their response to me was essentially that both those greedy bastards are going to be removed from office. And they told me to sober up in response to me saying that Pence would be president if Trump was removed, which is true. Unless they then went through the 25th Amendment again, which, by the way, the 25th Amendment simply goes through the changing of office purely for the president, and it has something to do with the president picking out a new vice president if say the vice president were to die or something. And so my response was, you didn't even read what the amendment was about. Like, dude, you should probably read what the amendment is before you decide whether or not you're for or against it, or just so you can win the argument with me. Like how do you picture this going down? Do you know how much of a process this is? It's just not going to happen. He's not going to get 2/3 of each house, to vote him out. It's just not going to happen. He has too much support, with the American people. He has a mandate. I'm sorry if people are like, he didn't win the popular vote. Well, I'm sorry. That's what the Electoral College is for. And when, your side wins the Electoral College, we don't hear you guys complaining about the Electoral College as much. There's a lot of shit given about the Electoral College, and people don't seem to understand why we even need an Electoral College. People are so uneducated about our own government, and all this stuff is easily accessible via the internet. You guys can look up what the 25th Amendment is. It's not my fault that I went and read the 25th Amendment before I started making tweets about it. I mean, I'm not one to just go on to a trend. I think things through before I actually say something about it. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy to think about? Now, then I went kind of trolly with them. And the reason why I went trolly with them is because they started it. They added me to several groups. One of the groups was called the Alt-Reich. I don't know if I said that wrong. I'm not German, so I'm not very good at the German language. I studied French in high school and college. I did take, I can, count to 10 in German, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But I could also count to 10 in French. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, no, I'm mixing up French and Spanish. So similar. But it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. French doesn't roll off my tongue quite as well, but the reason, but I probably practice the German one, 1 through 10 a lot more, because I learned that in middle school, and when I was doing French, we were learning so many other things, like je m'appelle, and il faut que j'aille aux toilettes, which means where are the toilets? But in a very polite way. Il faut que is a very, very proper, very polite way of asking, kind of where something is, or I need to use the restroom. Actually, it really, literally, I think, translates to I need to, il faut que. Il means, or no, il faut que. I haven't taken French in forever. My point is that I'm American. I'm shitty at other languages. But they added me to this fucking alt-right thing, and so my response to them was, you blacklist me as a Nazi for telling you facts? Are you serious? And I'm like, oh, you must be so terrified of a 5'2" little girl to fucking blacklist her as a Nazi. And I also responded, I was like, honey, I'm not a Nazi. I'm American. We kick Nazi ass. And then I sent this person a picture of the bear Jew and said, this is the proper response to Nazis. And it wasn't anything violent. It was just a picture of the bear Jew is it the Bear Jew or the Jew Bear? I can never remember. One of the two from Inglourious Bastards. He's holding the fucking baseball bat on his shoulder, and then I don't know. It wasn't violent though. It was just, this is the proper response. Is Bear Jew essentially, or Jew Bear, or whatever. And then after that, I was like, damn, that Jew Bear Jew, or whatever, is sexy. I would fuck that Jew. And it's all to make fun of this person because they think I'm a Nazi, but I'm not a fucking Nazi. I really do not give a shit about Jewish people in that way. Like, if I met a Jewish person on the street and they were like trying to talk to me, I wouldn't shun them. I'd be like, oh yeah, hi, blah blah blah, chatter, so on and so forth, etc., etc. It's so funny. You're just so funny. And even Ben Shapiro was like, normal people. President tweets stupid shit. Media, it's violent Nazism! Afterwards, normal people. You know, I kind of like Trump more now. Fucking idiots. Like, they're fucking idiots. Trump is funny. Trump is really, really funny, and he makes fun of himself. Like that is not respectable. It's just not to have, an image of yourself laying a smackdown on somebody. It means that Trump can take a joke at his own expense as well. Like, that's the thing people don't realize. Like, when on the liberal side, when they're thinking about all this stuff, is like, that's not a very flattering image of Trump per se. But it's so popular with the common people because of the reaction of the media. He does it to get reactions out of the media like this, to show people how batshit fucking insane they are. And they're insane because they've been corrupted, because they've had so much power. You know that saying, power corrupts, but absolute power corrupts absolutely. I think it's very, very true. So, these news organizations have viewed themselves as being very, very powerful. And by the way, this really, the whole power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely, that really has to do with not even your sense of morality, but your sense of hierarchy. And so people who have like an external hierarchy, such as like a god, that they actually believe in and they actually follow, if they're actually spiritual. Not saying those people can't be corrupted, but the point is like, if you think there's somebody higher above you, you're less likely to get as corrupted, right? If you're trying to follow somebody else, and as long as you're following the proper sort of moralistic guidelines and whatnot, don't kill people, don't try to subjugate people, don't enslave people, etc., etc., all those things, then, yeah, that's a good thing. It's a good thing for people to see something as higher than themselves. And the problem with the media, of course, is that they haven't had anybody higher than themselves. They made or break politicians. And that was something that was very, very, very clear throughout the last several decades, was that the media makes or breaks you. If you can get enough slander out there, you can destroy a candidate. If you get enough defamatory information out there, you can destroy a candidate. That's how the Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton ran their first campaign, and it's how they've run every campaign since, including this last one. And this is why Hillary Clinton fucking lost. It's because she is a horrible human being. And Trump was way better at navigating social media and the media and all this stuff. Way, way better than Hillary Clinton. People are stupid, though. They're upset over a meme. They've been calling for Trump's impeachment for fucking months. He's half a year in. He hasn't been impeached yet. He hasn't done anything. From what I can tell, he's doing a better job than Obama has. He's repealed, you know, oh, and this is another thing. Somebody else was like, called him a dictator or something. I'm like, oh yeah, he's such a dictator. He's doing a real shitty job at it, though. He repealed some restrictions on the Second Amendment, specifically, I think, regarding like ammo and stuff. That's a bad move for a dictator. Do you realize that? Like, if you want to implement a dictatorship, what you want to do is take the people's guns away. I mean, look at Europe. That's what they've done that over there. Well, look at them. They're fucking overrun with jihadis. I'm not dissing on the refugees. I'm dissing on the fucking violent jihadis. Okay. There's peaceful refugees. I'm cool with them. If they're not peaceful, I'm fucking not. That's the thing. It has nothing to do with their race. It has nothing to do with their religion. It has to do with their behavior. If you're being violent, I don't want you in the country. And guess what? The people who are experiencing the violence day after day, in and out, and even to the point where Paris has to have a no-go zone app for people to report where acts of violence are in these refugee areas. And these people have no say over it because they don't have weapons to rise up against their government and protect themselves. These young girls walking down the street, they don't have an opportunity to protect themselves from getting raped by strange men who have no respect for them because they're Western women and they don't cover themselves because they don't have to. Do you get that? Like, Trump is doing the exact opposite thing of what you would expect a dictator to do. And it's fucking ridiculous. They also added me to a group, Foreign Trolls. So I'm a foreign troll. I have no idea how. I live in Oregon, Portland, Oregon. I would think that that's domestic, considering that I'm talking about my president, Donald Trump. Anybody who looks at my Twitter account will see that I have my birthday listed as July 4th, which obviously is not my real birthday, but I put it there to show how patriotic I was. It was a patriotic move. It's stupid. It's a little, just teensy bit of virtue signaling. It means nothing, though, other than clearly I have respect for the United States if I made my birthday on Twitter as the 4th of July. And these people are stupid. I'm like, so I responded. I also tweeted at this person. I'm like, so how am I a foreign troll? Like, are you not in America? If you're not in America, why are you tweeting about my president? Like, why? And I was just like, you're so pathetic. You know, you are so pathetic. You're scared of a 5'2" girl who can't do nothing to you. You're so pathetic. This is what these people are like. They're just pathetic. They worry about memes. Meanwhile, there have actually been attempts to, like, assassinate Trump. Couple. Both have failed, obviously, because we have really good Secret Service. And I'm pretty sure Trump has his own bodyguards, too. It would not surprise me, him being a billionaire and having guys that he's trusted for years in and years out, wanting them to surround him, even in the White House, wherever the hell he's doing his work nowadays. Yeah, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. It's just ridiculous. All of it is ridiculous. They're so upset about a fucking meme. A meme that means nothing. Absolutely nothing other than Trump is celebrating with the rest of us that he took down CNN. And it wasn't just Trump, it was the rest of us too. It was the combined effort of social media people who are giving real commentary and sharing real news And I'm not talking about like Alex Jones and that shit. I'm talking about independent reporters and stuff. People who go into the fray and show these videos, like real footage, real videos of people acting crazy, Antifa starting violence. And you can see it, and it's over and over and over and over again. And it's the reason why the mainstream media is failing is not just because of Trump. Trump did start it. Trump is the figurehead of this movement. And by the way, Trump is a big fuck you to the establishment. I want you to know that. First and foremost. But most people think he's doing an alright job. He's a mild reformer. He's not a fascist. He's not a dictator. He's not a tyrant. He's doing everything, almost everything you would think opposite of being a tyrant. The only thing I disagree with him on thus far, that I can recall at this moment, is the whole Syria thing. I don't think we should be destabilizing Syria. I really don't. And I think Trump's getting maybe bad information from people. Even my father was like questioning whether or not the intelligence forces are actually working with the president in order to give him proper information. But that's another discussion for another day. Either way, this fucking tweet has it is no grounds whatsoever. Basically, you're saying the President Trump can't even have the amount of free speech to post a meme of somebody getting fake beat up. Not even real beat up, fake beat up. And it's just the logo of CNN over their face. So he's fake beating up the logo, not even a person, not an anchor, not an individual, but the logo of CNN. Yes. Violence against logos. We must end the violence against logos. Hashtag 25th Amendment now. We gotta save the logos. Save the fucking logos from the violence of President Trump. 25th Amendment now. You fucking Nazis. I'm gonna eat and go to bed. So you guys have a great night. Alright. Bye.